All right, today we're diving into something that might feel a little paradoxical. We're going to talk about why some of the most intelligent, really capable people you know, maybe even you, can struggle so much with motivation. You ever have those days? You're staring at your to-do list and you absolutely have the skills to get it all done, but you feel just nothing, no drive at all. It's weird, right? You can tackle these huge, complex problems, but a simple, everyday task, suddenly it feels like you're trying to climb Mount Everest. Okay, if any of that just made you nod your head, I really want you to hear this. You are not alone. Seriously, this isn't some personal failing or, a flaw in your character. It's actually a super common paradox for creative, complex thinkers. So let's get into it and break down why this happens. So let's start with what we're calling the motivation paradox. This really gets to the heart of the whole issue.
I mean, just think about it for a second. The world we live in, it kind of runs on these really simple reward systems, right? Our schools, our jobs, even the productivity apps on our phones, they're all built on this one simple idea. You do a task, you get a little reward. A check mark, a good job, a little gold star. It's all very straightforward.
And this is where the mismatch really comes in. On one side, you've got these standard reward systems, checklists, external praise, just getting something done. But for a lot of us, especially creative thinkers, that's just not the fuel that gets our engine going. We run on something totally different, a meaning-based drive. We're talking about deep curiosity, a real desire for personal growth, and a need to feel like what we're doing actually has an impact. So what happens when these two systems crash into each other? Well, that's exactly it. That's when the rewards just stop working.
And there are a few big reasons why this happens. First off, you've got the whole intrinsic versus extrinsic thing. You're wired to find meaning from the inside, so someone just giving you an external attaboy or a check mark, it just doesn't land. Then there's what you could call a dopamine mismatch. See, your brain gets that little rewarding hit of dopamine from wrestling with a complex idea, not from just ticking a simple box, so that feeling of accomplishment, it's kind of missing. And finally, and this one is huge, it's the need for deep meaning. If a goal doesn't have a really powerful why behind it, it just feels empty, pointless even.
And this is the paradox in action. You could be working on some massive, ambitious goal that everyone else thinks is amazing, but if it doesn't mean something to you deep down, it just feels hollow. And at the same time, a tiny task like cleaning your desk can feel absolutely impossible because, well, where's the bigger purpose in that?
Okay, so what do we do about this? Is there a solution? Yes, and it's all about something called the purpose density shift. Honestly, this idea, it could change everything for you.
I really want you to hear this next part. Let it sink in. The idea is this: you don't lack discipline. You require purpose density. See how that just completely reframes the whole problem? The issue isn't with you. It's the type of fuel you've been trying to run on.
So what in the world is purpose density? Well, it's basically the concentration of meaning and purpose inside of any given task. It means your why for doing something has to be just as strong, just as compelling as the what. So the what might be write this report, but the why could be because this report could be the key to unlocking a project that I am genuinely excited about. Now that's purpose density.
So it's really about a fundamental mindset shift. You stop asking, okay, what's on my to-do list? And you start asking, why does this actually matter? What's the real underlying reason for doing this?
Which brings us to the most important part, right? How do you actually use this? Let's get practical and talk about finding your why. Okay, here are 3 things you can start doing right away. First, take a hard look at your goals. But instead of just asking, can I achieve this? Ask yourself, is this actually meaningful to me? Second, for all those little nagging tasks, try to connect them to a much bigger vision that you really care about. So cleaning my desk isn't just cleaning. It becomes, I'm creating a clear space so I can do my best, most creative work. See the difference? And third, and this is a game changer, the next time you feel that unmotivated or lazy feeling creeping in, just stop, reframe it. That feeling isn't a flaw. It's a signal. It's your brain telling you, hey, this task right here, it doesn't have enough purpose density to get me going. It's just data, it's not a defect. So if you take one thing away from all this, let it be this. Your motivation isn't broken. It's just, well, it's more sophisticated. Your need for meaning is stronger than most people's, and that's not a weakness. It's actually your greatest guide.
So I'll just leave you with this final thought to chew on. What if your biggest, most important goals aren't things you're supposed to just check off a list? What if instead they're meant to be lived into every single day?